Siyemi. Betwabu benabetus. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. Kimbo say, Kimbo, Natin and Zambi, Yamazulu. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We give the Most High all of the praise, all of the glory, all of the honor. Because of Him, we move, we breathe, and we have our being. I'm eternally grateful to the Most High for all that He's doing and all that He's about to do. Praise be to His holy name. Hallelujah. So I wanted to come and share with you that which the Most High rest in my spirit. And you will see for the topic, it says the awakening within the awakening. Yeah. The awakening within the awakening. Yes. There is something going on. The Most High is doing something in the midst of His people. And there is an awakening in the midst of the awakening. And I know many of you can attest to some of the things that you're seeing by our Gentile brothers and sisters. Let us pray. Tatan and Zambi, Sonini Nanini, Kuspa Congo, Guy, we come before you, thanking you first and foremost for another day. You've allowed us to open up our eyes and see. You did not allow the persecutor of the brethren to snatch the life from us. You did not allow death to silence us in the earth realm. And so that for that, we are eternally grateful. We say, Kimbo, Kimbo, glory, glory to Tatan and Zambi, the one that's above the heavens. And I ask, Father, that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. I pray, Father, for the ear of the hearer would hear that which is one and send me the Spirit is saying, and the eye of the one that wants to see even deeper in you would see exactly where the Spirit of the one and send me is leading us in this time and in this season, Father. Father, there's so much going on and so much truth that's being released. And I ask that you give us the spirit of discernment, that we will be able to discern even all the more that which is being poured out to us, that we will walk not only according to the flesh, but we will walk in the realms of the Spirit. We will be so in tune with you and walking so close with you that we will not be easily deceived anymore, Father. And we thank you now for waking us up. We thank you for quickening our one and semi. We thank you for going before us and making the crooked path straight. And we thank you for releasing your spirit of truth to us, that we can now walk therein and we can seek it with all our hearts. We give you all the Kimbo, Ingeta, Kimbo family. All right, so it is so good to have each and every one of you. I am so eternally grateful once again. And so I came to share with you something that rested in my spirit this morning during my time of meditation and spending time, quiet time in the midst of Tatan and Zambi. And let me tell you, he said, there's an awakening in the midst of the awakening. So, you know, your girl, they're curious, like, hey, hold on, what's going on here? And think about it. I said that there's many awakenings happening, but you know, you say something and you never really pay attention to it. You just say it as the Spirit give you release to say it. And so now, this morning, like I said, in the midst of my meditation, he released it again, an awakening in the midst of the awakening. And there were several questions that he asked me. And I ponder on it too, because I know many of you may ask the same question. The question is, we say, what color was Noah? Right? And they tell us that Noah was albino. Okay. When we look at albino, we know that albino is one who pigmentation, you know, their melanin was not developing their skin or whatever have you. So my question was there again. That means Noah was albino, but his wife was not albino. So his wife had her melanin in her skin. The other thing was, I was like, so what color was his son's? Right. So yeah, that curiosity is like, what color was his son's? Because we know he had 3 sons, and in having 3 sons, with a melanated mother, but an albino father, what color will these children come out? And so you have variations or shades in their color. And that's fine. Then the other thing was this, right? And it's not disputing the Bantu truth, the Bantu awakening, and who we are as Bantus and all that different stuff. Because even when we look deeper into the word Bantu, we know it's the people, the set apart one, or Isolele. And so the Most High is trying to get, I think he used Bantu to wake us up to who we are as a set apart people. But it goes even deeper into who we are as a people, because when you think about it, the 3 sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth, were all Noah's sons. So that was one thing. And yes, the Most High pulled a stream out of them in terms of, let's say he had a chosen one. But when we look in the book of Jubilees and we look in the book of Joshua, we look at Maccabees, we find that these are the books that they told us not to read. But a lot of them were reading it themselves and then, quote unquote, coming to us saying they're getting revelation. Nonsense. You understand? Because now that we're reading these books that they told us not to read, we're seeing some of the information that they had given us previously according to their prophetic gifting that was operating in them. And so in looking into these books, you find that there is so much to say. Even when we look in the translated King James Version of the Bible that they gave us, they only spoke evil of Nimrod. Nimrod, who was who? The son of Cush? Yeah. They only spoke evil of him, but he didn't start off evil. He started off fighting for Shem and Ham and stuff like that. He started fighting for his cousins and his uncles and stuff like that. He started fighting off for their brethren against their enemies. But you know, what I realize is the trend, the same trend that happened with Nimrod is the same trend that is happening in the church today. And that is when we get so egotistical and somebody say, oh, my pastor performed this miracle and that miracle, and my pastor prophesied this and prophesied the other thing. And so these things tend to get to leaders' head. And that's what happened to Nimrod. Nimrod, the praises of man and man installing him as king. Even though he wore the robe of Adam and Eve, what they say was Adam and Eve's robe, which represents leadership, dominion, authority, kingship. He still did not see himself as the king until the people installed him as a king. And so that's why we need to read beyond just the King James Version of the Bible, the New International Standard, and all these the Sefer and stuff like that. We got to go deeper into the Apocryphas, which they told us not to read. And read with the Muwan and Semi giving you instructions to enlighten you. Don't just read for information, but read for spiritual clarity. Okay, saying all of that, right? I want to get to the fact that there's awakening in the midst of the awakening. You know, CME, Mother Bantu, CME, Carlton, good to have you. CME, Alexander, good to have each and every one of you. It is such a glorious time in the Most High. And so I want to say about this awakening in the awakening. And we have some of our Gentile brothers and sisters that are waking up. Let me say waking up. That are waking up. And they understand this truth. And so the scripture that the Most High gave me that we don't pay attention to, we bypass it to condemn, but we don't allow the Muwan and Semi to give us deeper revelation. And so this morning, like I said in my meditation, the Muwan and Semi give me deeper revelation into Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. So I can read from the Yahweh scriptures first. It says, O Tatanan Zambi, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles will come to you from the ends of the earth and will say, surely our fathers have inherited nothing but lies and vanity, worthlessness, powerless, gods, and elimos, of no use at all. So what is happening? The Gentiles are waking up in this awakening. So there's an awakening of us as who we are. And then there's awakening to the Gentiles who was handed down lies also. So they're awakening and realizing all the lies that their fathers told them. And their fathers was woken up to mean had lies also handed to them. So they made themselves to believe that they were the superior ones. They were the superior beings. They were also handed a YJC. So the Gentiles was also handed a YJC. In the midst of us being handed one also. And so they are waking up to the truth. What my question is to us as Isolele, what do we now do? What is going to be required of us when our Gentile brothers and sisters are now waking up and they acknowledge the inheritance that they got of lies and deceit? What do we do? How do we handle them? How do we treat them? Because we have to be careful. If we mistreat them, how Tatan and Zambi is going to do with us. Yeah. Yeah, there's something we hear I hear my Bruce saying some stuff and how they could be bowing at our feet and all this different stuff and how they can treat them and stuff like that. But we got to be careful that wasn't put inside there for us to develop this hate. To develop this hate towards our Gentile brothers and sisters, because you got to remember also, they are the sons of Japheth. They are you understand, just as some of us are sons and daughters of Shem, and some are sons and daughters of Ham. You understand, we know the Gentiles are the sons and daughters of Japheth, and the three of them were brothers. You know what we always say, blood thicker than water and all this different stuff. When we look back, there was only one man and one woman created on the earth. So now, in the midst of this awakening, there's an awakening of the Gentiles who recognize and realize that they were handed lies. They were handed lies. What do we do? How do we handle them? I need your help, my family, because this was something the Most High rested in my spirit this morning in the midst of me just spending time with him. And I think it was a month ago. I'm not sure exactly what time frame it was, but I did a video on the mixed multitude among us. Because there was a time when Ham children was allowed to marry Japheth's children. When Shem children was allowed to marry Ham's children. There was a time that the intermarriage was taking place. Even here in Kenya, there was a time when the Kikuyus was marrying the Maasais. That's how close they were in fellowship. There's a whole lot of intermarrying. What are we going to do? When you find, and I told you all this, that somebody got mad with me when I told them that I found out that there's a Caucasian brother who did his DNA, and his DNA had Bantu in it. Yeah, a Caucasian brother did his DNA, and it had Bantu in it. So what are we going to do when we see our Caucasian sisters and brothers who got some Bantu in their blood? And we consider them, Gentiles, because of the color of their skin. Gentiles isn't the color of your skin. I'm so sorry. Yeah, some intermarrying took place. Some sons marry Japheth's daughters. Some Ham's marry Shem's, daughters. Think about it in the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's use the Bible, for example, because we know they contaminated it. Yes, I understand that. But if we go back to Cain, according to the Bible they give us, Cain was able to marry his sister. We look up at Seth. Seth was able to marry his sister only for a time. And then that time you understand? These are some things. So there's an awakening in the midst of this awakening. How do we handle these truths that are now coming to us? How do we adjust our mentality and our attitudes towards our Gentile brothers and sisters who were also fed lies? Think about us who've been in Christianity all of our life, and then we realize that Christianity was a circus, was a whole heap of lies that they fed us on a platter to bewitch us and to keep us underneath a spell called the gospel. Woohoo, we didn't see that, right? The gospel. Go put a spell on them and give it, they call it the gospel. Go spell them, go put them underneath a spell. You see? So all of us being tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, lied to, bewitched. So there's several different awakenings taking place. Think about this also. What about the Asians? You see, I'm telling you, my sisters, but I know these are some hard pills and some hard things to swallow and some hard things to look at, because so many leaders are being just pointing at one set of people because they are still, watch this, in this awakening, in this Bantu truth awakening, we're still only one-sided. There's still a lot of one-sidedness going on in this awakening. Only just looking from one perspective. We're not opening up the borders from the whole totality of the expectation. I can say this to you. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Father. This just dropped in my spirit, right? They say, just their own words now, what we call where Israel is now, Middle East, what we call the Middle East. Isn't that on the African titanium plate, on the same plate as the continent? So wouldn't all of that would have been considered the continent, a part of the continent? Couldn't that be? Woo, Father, I'm saying this to you as I am literally talking in front of you. This is being downloaded in my spirit. Would they call it East? What you call it? The Middle East. Could that have been the Northern Kingdom that Japheth was banished to or given? That being a part of that's the Northern Kingdom. And where we are, Kenya, and further down, what they call South, be the Southern Kingdom. I don't know. It's just so much to think about, so much to research, so much to sit in the presence of the Most High, the one and send me and ask him to give us real divine revelation outside of the Eurocentric, the Bible, and all the things that they fed us and they give us. I know I may be sounding found-fetch and stuff like that, my brothers and sisters, but I'm just asking us to think, because there's an awakening in the midst of this awakening. There is so much more to who we are. There's layers to us, the depths of who we are, the depths of where the Most High is taking us and what he's bringing us into. So yes, we know we are the people, but now beyond just being the people, what about this other awakening of our Gentile brothers and sisters, cousins? You know, they was banished to the north. So, you know, this thing that they pressurize us, or they just plugged us in to sub-Saharan Africa. You know, it's a serious thing. So I'm just giving you what's in my heart. It was in my spirit for us to go deeper. I'm open to hear more. I am honestly, I'm just a vessel that is being downloaded this information right now. I only came to tell you that there's an awakening happening in the midst of the awakening, but now the Most High rests in my spirit. All of it, the Middle East, all that was on one, is one plane, one plate, one continent. They make us to just look south and not understanding there's a southern kingdom and a northern kingdom. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. The equator divides between both. Yeah, family. We've been fed, the Gentiles been fed lies, and we've been fed lies. We've all been fed lies. We're all trying to wake up to the truth of who we are. We're all trying to get it right. And I don't want to, if it's me, I have to repent and ask my Gentile Caucasian brothers and sisters. Well, I don't have no dogma between them any which way. I love everyone. You understand? I never speak no ill against my Caucasian brothers and sisters. You know, hey, they waking up to the truth. They were lied to, we were lied to. They were made as if they were the superior beings or whatever have you, and we were made as if we were lower beings, but not understanding we were equally, oh Father, we were equally lied to. But guess what? The land was equally shared among us. Even though they tell us Ham was cursed, Ham was not cursed. His son Cain, his youngest son was cursed. What curse was he cursed with? And it wasn't the color of his skin. It was not the color of his skin. His curse was barrenness. Think about it. Hey, oh goodness. Woo! Think about it. It's a serious thing, family. We are in the midst of something great that Tatan and Zambi, Sonini Nanini Kuswa Congo, Guy, Isaiah Congo. Hey, he revealing his truth to us. But we just got to be open to it. We can't be closed-minded. We can't be dogmatic. We can't have this dogma that is just me and that's it. Like I said, I found out from a Caucasian brother. He got tested. Bantu in his blood. So let us not get caught up so much that we become so dogmatic. And so that's what he said. He showed me here inside Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19, that our Gentile brothers and sisters, they are waking up to that. Their fathers told them lies. Their fathers was told lies, and they have been fed the lies. It has handed down for generations. Think about it. For 400 years for us, the lie has been passed down. And it may have been longer than 400 years. 400 years is what they gave us. But how much longer than that? They've been lying to us, letting us know that we were unorganized, uncivil. You know? It's a lot, family. It's a lot for us to think about. It's a lot for us to ponder. And it's a lot for us to go deeper than just being Bantu. Just being Isolele. He said, how would you know? That's what they give us in the scripture. How are you going to know them? Who them? The chosen ones, the set apart ones. By the love they have one for the other. Not the hate, not the bitterness, not the malice. Yes, those who did the atrocities that they did. Yes, vengeance is threatening zombies. He will repay. Yes, those things cannot go unpunished. But what about the innocent ones in our generation who knew nothing about it? What about them? You know, what about them? They're saying here, oh, Tatan and Zombie, my strength, my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles will come to you. So in the days of what? Our affliction. This Jeremiah. He's saying unto him, in the days of our affliction, the Gentiles can come also in this awakening. The Gentiles can come also to you from the ends of the earth. Where's the ends of the earth? Up north. They're going to come from the four corners also. And we're surely our Father, Tatan and Zambi, our Father also has fed us lies. We inherited lies and vanity. The lies and the vanity of making us believe that we were better than our melanated family. He inherited lies. So, family, what do we do? What do we do in the midst of this awakening, in the midst of an awakening? Because our Gentile brothers and sisters are waking up. I see plenty of them doing TikTok and videos telling you that the chosen people are black or melanated. They telling you what's the only people that are talked about in the Bible, but they don't exist in there. They telling us. There's a young lady, she cried her heart out when she realized that they lie about the color of Jesus. She did a TikTok. What color is the Messiah? Black. She cried. There's another young lady who, quote unquote, had a near-death experience. And you know they say they go to heaven or whatever, have you, right? But the picture that she depicted of the Messiah, hair of wool, white like snow, brown skin. She saw a black Messiah. Just a Mzungu or a Caucasian sister saw a black Messiah. Yeah. So that's why I tell you, there's a mixed multitude among us. We got to stop looking at skin color. I'm so sorry. I know this can hurt a lot, especially my bruise. Who think anybody who Caucasian? I tell people, many people will be so disappointed when the whole truth. That's why he tell us, be careful. We only know in part. We only know in part. We don't know the whole truth. He's not unveiled the whole picture to us because we can't handle it. Plenty of us belly can break down. We casting curse on Ham, then we casting curse on Japheth, then we casting curse on Shem. But in the beginning, when they first was dispersed, their children were marrying one another. Japheth children was marrying Ham children. And Shem children was marrying Ham children, and they were marrying one another's children. When you look at the research of Abraham genealogy has descendants from Japheth and Ham and Shem. Look at the genealogy. Go ahead. I'm telling you, go back some generations of Abraham, his mother, his grandmother, his grandfather, go and look. Why did he allow Abraham to have all three bloodlines in him? Because Abraham was predestined to put an end. But you know what we did? They give us this Bible, especially that New Testament, to continue to war against one another, to continue to fight, to never come together, to never have a resolution, to never bring peace. There was a point in time that there was peace among all three of the brothers. There was a time when they had peace among themselves. That's how come Japheth's daughters can marry Shem's sons, and Ham's daughters can marry Japheth's sons, and all this different stuff. That's it. So there's a wake-up call. I'm only the messenger that the Most High decided to give this message to. And so when I looked and I said, he asked me the question, what color was Noah? And I said, well, Noah was albino. What color was his sons? Well, his sons was different shades of brown. And then I started researching. I'm looking for mothers or fathers who were albino and the color of their children. And I found several here, even right here in Kenya, an albino mother with melanated children. I found it. Yeah. An albino mother. I wish I could have put it in the feed, but I can't. But I hope I can. Let me see if I can show it to you. If you can see it from here. An albino mother. Look at the color of her children. Right here in Kenya. Let me do another one. Another albino mother. Look at her children. Look at them boys. Handsome, hey? Handsome boys. I just want you to understand. We have to, there's an awakening in the midst of this awakening. And the awakening is the Gentiles who are awakening now to the lies. And the next awakening is this, guess what? It's us too who are melanated, realizing now that we got some Caucasian brothers and sisters that are Bantus. Yeah. We got some Caucasian sisters and brothers that are also Bantus. So we got to yes, our melanin is important. Yes, it does a whole lot of things. Yes, we could go to the scriptures. In Genesis, they say he take the dust from the ground. And if you find the dust on the ground, you could tell what color the dust is. The dust is black or brown. You understand me? And so you can't dispute the color of the Messiah. We created in his image and his likeness. You can't dispute that. We can't dispute the fact that the Messiah is melanated, is black. We can't. That's not even up for discussion. I'm just saying that we have now to realize and be sensitive to the fact that we also have brothers and sisters that are not melanated. Yeah. But they are brothers and sisters. They are kinfolks. They are blood. They have our genealogy running in their veins. But if you think about it, we understand that the Nephilims, or the fallen ones came and they slept with some of our daughters and some of our sons and stuff like that. They shift and whatever have you. They was hosted inside flesh and all this different stuff. We understand all of those things, but that is not my point. My point is the fact that we are awakening, and there's an awakening in the midst of this awakening, and that's my thing. Is the fact that the Gentiles are waking up and realizing that they was also fed lies. So yeah, I love each and every one of you. I'm eternally grateful for your time that you've taken to tune in to hear what the Most High shared with me. I pray that we will go deeper. This will stir up something inside of us to go deeper, you understand, to get to a place of peace, to get to a place of wanting reconciliation, wanting to be able to get it right. Want Tatan and Zambi, Sunini and Nikuswa Congo guy, Isaiah Congo, whichever Bantu name you call him, because there's so much Bantu languages, but all in all, it all means the Most High, the one that is above, the Creator. When you do the etymology and the names that each Bantu tribe call him, it is still points to the one that is above, the Creator of it all. And so we have so much to be aware of at this juncture, in this awakening. Yeah, I know listen to me. Trust you me. Every time I meditate and spend time in the midst of Tatan and Zambi and spend time with him, the revelations that he drops inside of my spirit, and I understand why when I went to see the seers, they said, just be prepared. He's now, because you open up your heart to hear from him, you're going to see things in a whole different light, and there's more revelation and deeper revelation he would reveal to you, because your heart is pure towards him and towards his people, and you want truth. And that's my desire, is truth over my own opinions and my feeling. And that's where we have to get to. We got to get to truth over our opinions and over our feelings. This land that we are living in, if we be honest, even though he said he give Abraham it, Cain, this was Canaan land. It was given to Cain. They say Shem, but we saying this is Abraham land. So if it's Abraham land, and he told Abraham, I'm going to give you the land from Cain, something else for us to think about. Yeah. You see? So much, my sisters and brothers. I'm telling you, it hurts my heart every time the revelation is revealed to me. It's like, whoa, another, like, it ain't a brick wall, but another layer, like layers of the onion is now lifted. Yeah. So we have, this is supposed to put us in a place of humility now. As Bantus, as Isolele, as the chosen ones or set apart ones, we're supposed to come to a place of humility. I think that's the biggest teacher for us, is being humble in the fact of who we are. And even the scriptures they give us, it wasn't because we are mighty or because we're great or all these different things. It's just his choice. We are chosen just because he chose. Not because of any greatness of ourselves, because we are stiff-necked, hard-hearted, hard-headed people. Rebellious, we want to do our own thing. We're arrogant and prideful, puffed up. But yet still, he chose to forgive us. He chose to allow us to continue to exist. He didn't wipe us out. So let us humble ourselves in this awakening and realize there are other awakenings happening around us. The Indians are waking up. The Asians are waking up. Trust you me. You know, the Caucasians are waking up. Or even the Russians are waking up. We're waking. There's different waking up. There are many who realize that they were fed lies. They were taught lies because their spirit is now longing for more, for truth. It might only be small pockets, but it's still awakening. Yeah. Anyway, much love. Have an amazing summer. May the Most High make his face to shine upon you. May the Most High be gracious unto you. May the Most High lift up his countenance unto you. And may he grant you peace. I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's now continue to seek the deeper things of the Most High. And let's now put on that garment of humility. Yeah, because Nimrod started off humble until people give him pride. Think about those Abru brothers. They were humble young men until they was fueled with some kind of, with pride. You know? So yeah, let's not let pride be our driving force. I'm Bantu and written. No, humility. Wow, how humbling it is to be chosen. You know, I remember even, let me use this is my last example and I'm going to stop here. I remember when I was in a pageant in my school years, high school years. I was in Miss Hawksbill High. And let me tell you something, these girls, everybody was just doing their thing, dropping, doing what they do. But to hear my name called as one of the runner-ups, you understand, in the pageant was humbling. It wasn't prideful. It was humbling. Tears start flowing down because, hey, out of all these girls, you made it to the top 3. You made it to the top 3. Out of all these 7 billion people on the earth, we are made it in the awakening. We are awoke. We see our brothers and sisters still dying in Christianity. Not awoke. We see our brothers and sisters fighting to be Hebrews. Not awoke. But we are awoke to the truth. Yeah. It's supposed to be humbling. Not degrading or tearing down no one. I am humble to just even be a voice before you, to share with you these things. I am humble for the revelation that he chose to trust me with. It's humbling. So, in the midst of this awakening, there is an awakening. And it's to keep us humble. The Gentiles was fed lies by their fathers and their grandfathers. And you can imagine how they feel knowing that they're not even their Christianity. They're not the chosen people. You can imagine some of those Jews, those fake Jews up there in Israel, who grow up with this dogma that they're the chosen people. You can imagine how they're going to feel when they wake up and realize that they are not. They spend years going to that wailing wall and bombing their heads back and forward, and to realize that they are not the chosen people. They are children that is grown up inside of this. Some of our very own who attack us on our YouTube channel, who believe in the Hebrew, then to believe and realize that what they were believing is not the truth. We got to be humble to be and honored to be amongst the ones that are woken. I'm telling you. My heart is so full, family. My heart is so full because so many people believe that Christianity And they believe there's a rapture going to take place. And they believe some myths and mystical things that we've been indoctrinated with. And it's going to be hard for them. Hard pill to swallow. To know that everything that they've sown their seeds on, sow a seed so the curse can be broken. I see generational curse. Sow a seed so your marriage can there. Sow a seed for your sickness and your disease. Sow a seed. And then to wake up and realize it was all lies. Yeah. So that's why I say the Most High gave me this. There's an awakening in the midst of the awakening. And just how we were told lies and our mother tongue was taken away from us, those of us in the diaspora and stuff like that, these people feed lies to make them believe that they were superior and that the JC was white. You come here in Africa, let me tell you something, you come here on the continent, a lot of our people still got a white JC up in their homes. A lot of them still got their rosary and their Mary statues in their homes. Tatan and Zambi, give your people the strength in the midst of this awakening. Encamp your Malakis. Send your ministering Malakis to them to give them the strength in this awakening, that when they awake to the truth, they will have the strength to embrace it. They will have the strength to walk away from the traditions and the doctrines of men that they have been taught all of their lives. Let not their hearts faint inside of them, but let them gain strength. Our brothers and sisters, the Gentiles who have been told so many lies. Our brothers and sisters that are in the Muslim movement, our brothers and sisters that are in this Hebrew movement. Father, I present them to you today. I ask, Father, as we go into our time of summer and our time to rest and our time before you, that we will really understand the magnitude and the depths of the witchcraft and the sorcery and the lies that we've been told and the spell that we've been under. And those of us that are awake, that we will be sensitive to our brothers and sisters that are still bound by this beast system, that are still drunk with the wine. Father, help us to walk together in unity, in oneness of spirit, and oneness of heart. And we give you all the Kimbo, Tatan, and Zambi. We give you all the Kimbo. Ingeta. Ingeta. Much love, family. Enjoy your samba. I pray that the Most High will continue to reveal himself to you in visions and in dreams, and you would truly operate and walk in your powers, in the powers that the Most High has trusted you with. And also walk in humility to know it's only by his sovereignty we are awoke to the truth of who we are. Matando Masaka and Swahili Asante Sana. Nakupenda sana sana.